Hey everyone! My mom's birthday's coming up and I need a gift for her, and I haven't painted in a while, so I figured that today I'm going to make a painting for her birthday. Ah! No! About a year ago, our family horse passed away. Her name was Rika, and she was older than me. She was born in '98. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to hold Luna because we are in chaos mode. And I was talking about something sad. You interrupted me. Yeah, so our family horse passed away last year, and she was really special and really beautiful and really important to us. And I figured my mom might like to have a painting of her, and so that's what I decided to paint today. So I figured I would show you guys my painting process and kind of how I go about doing acrylic painting, and thought that would be interesting for you guys. I'm sorry about the background. The painting fell because of this chicken right here. She knocked it over. So yeah, I know. Oh, so crazy. No, baby, just relax. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys find this process interesting. I typically start my painting process by taking one of my palettes and peeling off the old paint on it. I find this is the easiest way for me to clean it, especially for acrylic paint. I don't really worry too much, and it's fun to peel off. Now for canvas prep, I typically put down a color to start, whether that be black like in this case or sometimes red. Just depends what your subject is and what you prefer, but I don't recommend starting on a white canvas. I would say add a color to the base. That way you won't have any white peeking through by accident if you don't fully cover an area. And then I have my reference picture pulled up and I'm just sketching the reference so that I can get started on the painting afterwards. And because my canvas is black, I'm just using a white colored pencil to draw my sketch. When it comes to my palette, I typically use like a bright white and then a primary blue, yellow, and red. And those will be my main colors that I use to mix every color. Sometimes I'll add a little tiny bit of black, but I try to avoid using too much. I really try to mix colors without having to use that. And for the background colors, I added a bit of a fluorescent pink, which I really enjoy, and there's a green that I'm using called Hooker's Green Hue, so take that with what you will. And when I go in to paint the horse afterwards, I end up using a bit of raw sienna mixed in, but really you should be able to get... Really the goal here is to try to mix most of your colors with the primaries because you'll get a more dynamic painting in the end. As you can see in my painting, my horse already has most of the darks in, so I'm building up on those darks and adding the lighter colors. And I don't really stick to this super closely, a lot of people do, but I use that as a general guideline. With acrylic, you don't have to be so precise when it comes to darks and lights and all that jazz. And the reason for that is because with acrylic, you can just keep covering up whatever you've done, and it's opaque enough that you will be able to cover the layer underneath. So don't really take acrylic too seriously. Honestly, the more you experiment and the more you add things that you think might not work is how you're going to get the most interesting results. It's not like watercolor where you have to be very precise and very careful. You can be really loose with this and experiment and try different things, and that's definitely what I'm trying to do here. So as you can see from just using my primary palette, I'm already starting to build up the brown tones in my painting, which is the color of the horse, is a more brown color, so we're achieving what we're going for. Throughout this process, I'm looking at my reference, and I've also pulled up a reference of a painting that I like that has a lot of contrast with the lights and the darks, and my reference photo doesn't have that as much, so I'm using that a little bit as inspiration. My tip is find a painting that you think is really nice and then break down about it what is nice. So what's happening in that painting? Are there a lot of contrast? Sometimes if you look really closely, like for example on this more orange colored horse that I have in the reference, you look very closely and there's spots of blue in the highlight. Like we use a contrasting color for the highlight, and that will create a really beautiful effect that you can only really achieve when painting. And if you're struggling with mixing colors and you really are trying to get the best results, my recommendation is subscribing to this channel. It'll automatically make your color mixing 100 times better. Trust me. At this point, it kind of just looks like I'm going over the same spots over and over, so I figured I'd get a little zoomed in shot to show you how I'm putting in the details. So I'm just going in and trying to be loose about it, but also, you know, with precision and care in mind, and adding in highlights, and that's really how I find I get the best detail at the end. Here's the finished painting. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I think my mom's gonna love it. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon.